Hello everybody, Nick here at Scoggin-Dickey. We appreciate you coming by for another one of our weekly tech videos. This video is actually going to be really special. Now we understand with a lot of our tech videos we're showing off products or 1,000+ horsepower race engines or even copos, or we're going to events or doing dyno testing, and don't worry, we got a whole lot more of that coming up this year, but this particular video might actually be the most important video that we do. We're going to discuss the RPM Act. I know everybody's been talking about it, but we feel like it's best to do this video to help you understand what that act means, what it doesn't mean. There's a lot of misinformation out of there. A lot of people are blowing this up into epic proportions of, they're gonna steal my race car, or we're trying to ruin the planet, and it's neither. Now keep in mind here at Scoggin-Dickey, we're not here to badmouth the government. We're not here to badmouth any political party. We're not even here to badmouth any particular politician. This is a bipartisan thing that we want to discuss with y'all. Anybody that's involved in motorsport, or if you're just in cars in general, if you're into performance cars, this does involve you too. So stay with us. We're going to discuss this a little bit. Now, the RPM Act stands for Recognition of Protection of Motorsport. And it means that in the most simplest of definition. This is not to combat the Clean Air Act, which came about in the 60s, and for good reason. We're not against that either. You got a street vehicle, you need to do what you can to take care of the environment, to take care of emissions. This is about protecting motorsport. Now, for the longest time, the EPA has recognized that motorsport did not fall under the Clean Air Act. And that makes a lot of sense. It is such a small section of vehicles and, trucks, motorcycles, pretty much anything used in motorsport. It is such a small section of what's being used in polluting our air. It is absolutely negligible. It's nothing, it's tiny. So they've never really put any enforcement on keeping, emissions regulations on any type of off-road only race car. And that's exactly what this is for. This does not deal with my white truck in the parking lot. This does not deal with Dane's Firebird in the parking lot. The Clean Air Act is still regulating those, and this does not combat that. They are now saying that they want to put into law to keep motorsport vehicles, strictly off-road race vehicles, under the Clean Air Act, and it causes a lot of problems and a lot of issues. One of the biggest ones is they're saying how much that motorsport hurts our environment, and it is simply not true. It is such a small percentage that I actually worked up a little figure to kind of help you guys put it in perspective. There are 276 million registered vehicles on the road in the US today. That's just vehicles you and me drive. That's not trucks, that's not trains, planes, nothing. That is solely transport to get you and me to school, to work, to run errands. We drive an average of 13,500 miles every year. If you do the math, that is 3,726,000,000,000 miles annually in the US alone, just for vehicles like you and me. My old black truck, my old Vet, white truck, Dane's Firebird, what have you. That's a lot. So it does make sense that the Clean Air Act is trying to keep those cars, from ruining our air. We get it. What they're trying to do is now put those regulations on race cars, race motorcycles, race trucks. And it doesn't matter. It could be drag racing, autocross, road racing, off-road, it doesn't matter. But there is no exact figure, but it's an estimated 15,000 to 20,000 vehicles are used in off-road racing circumstances. But think about it. How many miles does a race vehicle actually see? We put it on a trailer, we take it to the track, we run it, we bring it back. Heck, if you're drag racing, that's less than 10 miles a year because it's a quarter mile a pop. Even if you're road racing, those guys claim 90 to 100 miles unless you're a professional racing driver doing endurance racing. The percentage difference between those two is so small. It is half of a half of a half of a half of a percent difference. That's nothing. That's dropping the bucket's even bigger than that. So we need your help. We need you to understand exactly what this act is doing. It is just to save motorsport. We are not advocating for people to cut the cats off of their truck, or to roll coal in the diesel, or to take emissions vehicles off your newer motorcycles. We are not about that at all. This is only to protect motorsport. And it does affect all of us, even if you're not in motorsport. This stuff does have kind of a trickle down effect in our industry. There are a lot of people in this industry. There are over 1,300 tracks that are currently running in the US alone. Tens of thousands of employees that are, involved in those kind of, events and, running those kind of facilities. And heck, the performance parts industry is huge. It is a $2 billion a year industry. So this hurts all of us, and it can trickle down to affect even guys that aren't into motorsport, that just modify street cars. So we need your help. In the description below, we've had a link to SEMA's website that offers a way to contact your congressman. That's how our government works. Like I said, we're not here to bash our government, we're here to help them. They're our elected officials. So we have a method to which we contact them and tell you, hey, this is working, but something else you're working on isn't. And the RPM Act is there to protect us now and in the future for motorsport. It is a way to contact your congressman. It is very easy to fill out. Everybody here at my work, friends and family have done it. It takes less than a minute to simply fill out some information and submit it. It's great that we can use technology to get a hold of our elected congressman and representative, to let them know how we feel and let them know that this decision to enforce the Clean Air Act on motorsport is not a good idea. So we need your help. Please fill that out. Please share this. I know we ask every week to share between your friends and your family all of our tech videos. We know we make a lot of entertaining stuff. We pump out a lot of info, and believe me, we have a lot of fun doing this. Me and Dane have a ball doing this, and we're gonna keep doing it. But we mean it this time when we say, please share this. Give a like, subscribe, and a share on both Facebook and YouTube and all your other social media, to share this with your friends and family. Like I say, this is for hot rodders like you and me. This is gonna help all of us out. We really appreciate you guys stopping by for another one of our weekly tech videos. Don't worry, we'll be back in order next week with a couple really cool videos coming up for the next month. We'll see you then. Thanks for stopping by.